Hello there, Jake here from Estarli with a quick demonstration video of how to unbox and prepare your e28.8. Okay, so now we're going to get the e28 out of its box. There are two ways to do this. You can grab inside the box like so, making sure that you've got hold of the top tube, and then lift up, making sure nice and straight to avoid anything catching on the side of the box. And then you can gently pop down like so. The first thing to ensure is that your kickstand is popped down on the left-hand side of the bike so that you are able to walk freely around the bike. If that way is a little bit difficult for you, we can advise either getting someone to help you out with lifting it out of the box like that, or if you're really struggling, you can actually cut down the side of the box down here, and the same on the other side down here, and then pull this piece of material out so that you can simply slide the bike nice and easy out the box. Now you'll notice we use a lot of paper. This is because we try and remove as much plastic from our shipping as possible. Now you notice there is a bit of fragile tape around the bike. This is just to make sure that we prevent your bike from suffering any scratches in transit. It should come off relatively easily, but we recommend going slowly just to avoid that annoying thing that all of us have where a little bit of tape gets left behind and you spend hours picking at it. Once you've removed all of the packaging, the last thing to do here is you will have your USB rear light. You just need to click that off. It will be held down with a cable tie, and also set that to one side. And inside you will have your jiffy bag. Now this should contain your PDI sheet, your charger, your Allen key set, and your pedals. Right, we're going to do the handlebars next, and what you will need is your Allen key set provided here. You notice you've got the black strip on that side. If you turn around, you will need the second one from the left, the 5mm. What you will firstly need to do is loosen off both of these bolts relating to your headset. So you pull these round. You should feel them loosen off, like so. Once you've got a relative amount of play in them, you should be in the right position. And then what we will need to do is, using the same one, is take off your headset. This will become clear why in a moment, and then it should come out. It's advised to try and keep your hand, like mine there, on these spacers, just so that none of them fall apart. Okay, once that bolt is clear to come out and it's nice and loose, just try and keep a firm grip on the spacers so you've got them all nice and collected. Lift them off, and then lift up your handlebars. Be careful not to do it too aggressively because you don't want to snag your wires on the way out. Then you can hold your handlebars down to the left-hand side and then pop all your spacers on. Once you've got it there, you can pull the top cap and the screw off again, and then reapply your handlebars, top cap and the screw. They sit on top, and just wind that bolt in. Now the key is with this, you want it to be tight, but you don't want to over tighten it, so wait until it offers a fair amount of resistance, but you can still go a little bit, and then that should be in the right place there. Now next we need to make sure that the handlebars are in an appropriate riding position. So what I mean by that is nice and straight, because as you can see at the moment they will turn because these bolts here are not re-tightened. So what we advise with this, it's a little bit of a, might take you a few goes. If you have good eyesight, you can look straight down. Some people prefer to come around this side of the bike, making sure not to catch the mudguard. You can place the front wheel between your knees, and you can try and turn your handlebars until you are in a position that you're happy with. And then you can also just walk right around this side of the bike to check that it's okay. It's important to tighten one slightly and then tighten the other slightly until you're in the same place, and then reapply again 1, 2 or 3 times until your handlebars bolts are nice and tight there, like so. So you should at that point have a riding position that you are comfortable with. Next, it would be advised that we add the pedals. You will also need a 15mm spanner. Now, on your pedal caps at this end, it's quite important that you put these on the right side. So you should see engravings. On one of them it will have an L, and on the other one it will have an R. Guide your thread in to the chain wheel here, and then we recommend, just for the first few turns, that you do it via your fingers, so you can wind that in until it starts to offer a bit of resistance up. The reason why we ask to do this is because it's more, you can control how the pedal goes in a bit better, making sure that it's nice and straight and it doesn't go in at an angle, because if it goes in at an angle, there is a small chance that you may rupture the thread, and obviously that's something that we don't want. So obviously you can see here I've wound it in a fair way, like so. You can almost get all the way, it's just the final touches that you need the spanner for. Once you've got it wound all the way in, apply the spanner. You can grab a hold of the crank arm here, and you can just wind in until it's offering quite a lot of resistance, like so. Get it as far in as you can go. Right, pedal's done there. So the next course of action is to charge your bike. Now, this is your charging port here. It's obviously protected by this cap to protect against any wet weather, just to keep everything nice and safe inside there. You will pull this open, you'll notice a three pin insert. Unravel here, open that up. This box should include your quick start guide, which is basically a demonstration of what I've run through, but it can help with setting up. Have your PDI sheet, tells you who's built your bike, and it will also have your frame number up here. Then underneath you will have Allen key set, which we've already gone through, and then underneath that will be your charger. What you will need to do is obviously connect 3-prong into there, just so both parts are connected. Then you will need to find your nearest plug socket. Can be found here. You can check here. You've got a green light, which shows your charger is functioning normally. And then you can come and connect this to your bike. So you will see on the inside here, you have the 3 prongs. Just make sure you guide that in, nice and easy, in the same way from the socket. And then what should happen is on your box here, the light will turn red. This means your bike is charging. We usually say on a new bike it can take between 3 to 5 hours to charge up to full. That light will turn green when your bike is fully charged. The last thing we can run through with you is the display functions. The power button to turn your display on. Then you will notice you have 0.0 kilometers H or MPH, and then you can move up and down your modes of power assist using the arrows. Up goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 being the most powerful. 0 will give you no assistance, so you can enjoy ride without electric power should you wish to do so. If you tap through the menu there, you'll get your trip counter. If you hold power and down together, that will reset your trip counter after you've been for a ride. Obviously mine's on 0, so nothing to reset there. You can also check your odometer, which will never change, and that will show the total distance that you have covered on the bike. Then obviously you have your speed on the first page, which will tell you how fast you're going when you're cruising around town. Gears and bell on the right-hand side. You can flick through your gears. The higher the number goes, the harder the gear will be. And the lower down you go using your thumb, the easier it will be. The last thing you can check is your tyre pressure. Now, we make great care here to make sure that the tyres are pumped and inflated to the recommended tyre pressure before they leave the factory, but there is flexibility to change it depending on what riding you like to be doing. Your tyre pressure is written on the sidewall of the tyre. The E28 tyres are meant to be inflated to between 50 to 85 psi. Let's set the saddle position. And the ideal riding position, you should have the palms of your feet, which you can see there, resting on the ground when you're on the saddle. This will give you roughly the ideal riding position and leg stroke. And here it is. Your E28.8 is ready for the road. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any questions or inquiries, please feel free to reach out to one of the team, and we'll get back to you as quickly as we can.